Hello everyone. Yesterday UPSC conducted civil services prelims examination and we provided you with one of the most authentic answer key, and we promised yesterday that we'll provide you the detailed explanation as we move forward. So the paper which I would be discussing is the set B paper. The focus is to give you the detailed explanation so that you understand how to answer such question, so that your preparation gets a new fly. So let's start. We are starting with question number 10 because we are starting with polity, and the first 9 question is with respect to history that we'll discuss at the later stage, and you will understand why we are taking at a later stage. But we'll start with the polity. See, the basic thing which we understood with respect to polity is you require a detailed understanding of the concepts. Rather than mugging facts, what matter here is the principles that you understand behind which polity operate. So let's start. So first is the question number 10. As we understand, the question number 10 is, by which one of the following acts was the Governor General of Bengal designated as a Governor General of India? It is a basic factual question that you get in the historical background chapter even of the Lakshmikant. So the answer is D, which is Charter Act of 1833. We have to understand here the regulating act, the first act, is with respect to designating Governor of Bengal as the Governor General of Bengal, not India. So this was confusing many aspirant. And the second was the Pitt's India Act. Pitt's India Act was basically with respect to distributing those power authority between board of director and board of control. And third was the 1793, which brought minor changes, but one of the principal act was Charter Act of 1833, which said that the Governor General would be the Governor General of India. So as we move on to the next question is question number 11. See, here the question is, in a sense, what does due process of law mean? Whenever we study Article 14, we studied the procedure established by law. But one of the debate in the Menka Gandhi case and the different cases as we move forward is due process of law that Supreme Court talk about. But one of the main, with respect to even in the answer key which were given, many said that it is application of law. It can't be application of law. Here we are not talking about application, but what we are telling, whether the law that you are making has to be fair. And when we say fair and reasonable, invariably we are talking about principle of natural justice. So the answer to this question is only and only A. There is no debate about it. Now question number 12. Here you have to understand the trap with respect to statements in the answer, because here you have to be very careful. You know two statement is right, but you should also know whether it explain the first statement or not. Let's come to the 12th question. Consider the following statements. Statement 1. In India, prisons are managed by state government with their own rules and regulation for the day-to-day administration of prisons. See, this comes under 7th schedule, and as we all know, prison comes under state government because there are various laws with respect to it, and it is created by this, is given by the constitution to this. And when we study the pre-constitutional law also, and it comes as a passing reference, though it is not a we say the detailed polity constitution that we understand, but it's a behind this process that we understand in the political system as such rather than studying constitution. So here, and the second statement, in India prisons are governed by Prison Act 1894, which expressly kept the subject of prison in the control of the provincial government. That is right. It's a fact, whether you know or you don't know. Here there is no option of eliminating or doing certain thing. You know or you don't know. That's it. The answer to is A. It is only and only A. There is no doubt about it, because Prison Act given to the state government, and this explain even in the post constitution that the prison is still in the control of this. Now let's we go on to the next question. The question is, see, it's a basic principle question that I was talking about at the first. Here we required a concentration, or we should understand the principle behind the polity, and this question tells you about that. That is the first thing that we understand when we study polity. That which one of the following best reflect the chief purpose of the constitution of a country? It says the options are in determining the objective for making necessary laws. See, it gives you the fundamental law. It doesn't tell what are the objective that each law should achieve. Definitely it gives the broad objective that the polity should achieve, but not for every laws. It enables the creation of political office and a government. See, statement is right, but what UPSC asking is different. It is asking chief purpose, and it is one of the purpose. Understand between the chief purpose and one of the purpose. So when we say the chief purpose is it defines the power of the government. At the same time, it also limits the power of the government. So the answer is only and only C. Now let's come to 14. In India, which one of the following constitutional amendment was widely believed to be enacted to overcome the judicial interpretation of the fundamental right? So we must understand that's a basic factual question, that which amendment was brought. As we everyone know, when we studied the first amendment act brought during the Nehru times, what was the reason behind the law or the changes in the amendment? That was Champakan Dorajan case. That was related to 16 clause 4 with respect to reservation. At that time, there was certain exception which was brought, and the ninth schedule was brought, and that is expressly First Amendment Act. There is no question about it. The answer is only and only A. Now let's come to 15th question. See, this was one of the easiest question that everyone got. Consider the following organization bodies in India and the National Commission for Backward Classes, as we all know, 338B article. It is a constitutional body. National Human Rights Commission, as we all know, it's not a constitutional body, it is a statutory body. The reason behind it, there is a law which has created this body and not the constitution. Third is the National Law Commission, that is a non-statutory and non-constitutional body. Fourth, National Consumer Dispute Redressal Commission. It is basically a statutory body created by the Consumer Act, and the even amendment was brought in 2019. So how many are the body? See, here we must understand, here elimination don't work. UPSC this time has proved us that it is far beyond us, and it has shown that here what is required is the precise knowledge, whether you know or not, and every option you should know. Before we used to understand 1 to 2 option and we used to eliminate those, but now it requires very precise knowledge. So we have to focus on more and more memorization and understanding those concepts. So answer is only and only 1. Next question is, consider the following statement. Factual question. If the election of the President of India is declared void by the Supreme Court of India, all act done by him in the performance of duty of his or office of President before the date of the decision becomes invalid. This is a wrong statement. Why? Because there may be issue with the President election, but whatever the act which is done by the President is on the advice of the central government. And when you are making it invalid, you are dealing with the acts, with the work which the central government has done. You are taking country backward. So that is a constitutional foresight that it has. So it it can't be this option definitely. Election for the post of president can be postponed on the ground that some legislative assembly have been dissolved and elections are yet to take place. This can't be, because it is an express provision in the constitution with respect to election of president that it cannot be declared invalid on the ground of any vacancy. That is a direct factual question. When a bill is presented to the President of India, the Constitution prescribes the time limit within which he has to declare his or assent. That is also a wrong. As we study pocket veto, what is a pocket veto? Pocket veto is that only that President can keep bill indefinitely. Definitely it can keep it. So that is a pocket veto. So definitely this option is wrong. So here answer is none. See how elimination is not working over here. Here you need a precise of every statement. Even if you have doubt with one of the statement, your answer can go wrong. So here you require very detailed knowledge. The next question is question number 17. With respect to finance bill and the money bill in the Indian Parliament, consider the following statement. When the Lok Sabha transmit finance bill to the Rajya Sabha, it can amend or reject the bill. Right statement. Second, because money bill and finance bill, there is a different constitutional provision with respect to it. When the Lok Sabha transmit money bill to the Rajya Sabha, it cannot amend or reject. It can only make recommendation. As we all study that Rajya Sabha has 14 days. And if it don't recommend within the 14 days, it is considered as passed by the both houses of the parliament. Third, in case of disagreement between Lok Sabha and Rajya Sabha, there is no, in case of disagreement between Lok Sabha and Rajya Sabha, there is no joint sitting for money bill, but a joint sitting become necessary for a finance bill. See, there can be disagreement if there is a disagreement, but the power of Rajya Sabha is only to recommend. So there is no question of disagreement between them. It is considered as pass even if you don't act. So it is a right statement. So answer is B. Answer is B. See, it was one of the most challenging question with respect to act, because we study community reserve but we don't understand what governs, what is the authority which is governing. So question number 18, consider the following statement. Once a central government notifies an area as a community reserve, what is a community reserve? Central government and even state government can declare a community reserve. As the name suggests, it is taken care by the community itself. So here we are recognizing the important role that community can play in protecting forest. So here the chief wildlife warden of state becomes the governing authority of such forest? No. It is State Wildlife Advisory Board which is the governing authority with respect to this. So this cannot be the answer. Hunting is not allowed in such area. See, hunting is not allowed. It is dealt with the Wildlife Protection Act. So it has nothing to do with respect to declaring a community forest. If the hunting is prohibited under any schedule of the Wildlife Protection Act, wherever it go, it is automatically hunting. Hunting is not allowed. That is dealt with the Wildlife Protection Act. So it has no relation with respect to this. Declaring leads to such conclusion? No, we cannot say that. So 2 cannot be the answer. People of such area are allowed to collect non-timber forest produce. Yes, here we are recognizing the role of the people, and when we are recognizing the role of the people, we also understand that they also have a basic needs of demand. So we, under this act, it is fulfilling. And see, people of such area are allowed traditional agriculture practice. As we know, traditional agriculture practices are not much against environment as we go with respect to conventional agriculture that we do. So here this option is right. So we can say the answer is only and only B. Next, come to next question. With reference to scheduled areas in India, consider the following statement. It is one of the most interesting question. See the statements over here. Within a state, the notification of an area or scheduled area takes place through the order of the president. That is right. We understand that with respect to declaring scheduled area, it is exclusive power of the president and it gives certain responsibility to the governor. It is a basically constitutional question. Second, the largest administrative unit forming a scheduled area is the district and the lowest is the cluster of the villages in the block. That is wrong. The lowest unit is the Gram Panchayat. And we even understand in the PESA Act with respect to Panchayati Raj extension to scheduled area. If Gram Panchayat is not the lowest unit, why it has been given so much power then? So definitely Gram Panchayat is the lowest unit and not a cluster of villages. Third option is the chief minister of the concerned state are required to submit annual report to the Union Home Ministry on the administration of scheduled area in the state. It is not the chief minister, it is the governor that provides. So the answer is only and only one. So answer is A. See, as we are discussing, you should understand what is the thinking which is going behind when I am answering this, because this is one of the thinking that we go when we give the paper. So you have to study like that you understand those behind things that goes. You can't be a rote learner over here. Here it requires a rational mind and a detailed mind. Question number 20. See, recently Manipur faced violence and we are asking where is the current affair, where is the current affair. The backward linkages behind the current affair has been asked in this question. See, consider the following statement. Statement 1. Supreme Court of India has held in some judgment that the reservation policy made under 16 clause 4 of the Constitution of India would be limited by the Article 335 for the maintenance of the efficiency of the administration. That is very right. So it is not related to Manipur. That is a different question. It is with respect to reservation policy. There is a debate which is going on that with respect to those general argument that we give that it is affecting the efficiency. Even B.R. Ambedkar recognized, and that was one of the chief purpose behind 335, and that is the same thing which is upholded by the Supreme Court of India also. So this statement is definitely right. Article 335 of the Constitution of India defines the term of the efficiency of the administration. It is wrong. See, when you will read this article, you will understand that definitional part is not given, and that is the issue why the case is going to the Supreme Court. When there is a detailed definition, why the case will go to the Supreme Court? Where there is a clear guidelines, right? So here it cannot be, 2 cannot be. So definitely here only so here the answer is 2 is incorrect and 1 is correct. So answer is only and only C. So next question. See, this is one of the general thing that when we studied even the environment or the science, we study about energy distribution, and with respect to nuclear energy, that is a part of the syllabus that we read. So here it is asking, one of the who have read the general thing will understand this. Consider the following statement. Statement 1. India, despite having uranium deposit, depends on coal for most of its electricity production. This is a basic fact. Even we read in the newspaper that 60% of the coal production goes towards the electricity, and that's why we cannot phase out coal. And the second option is uranium enriched to the extent of at least 60% is required for the production of electricity. See, we must understand 10%, uranium enrichment up to 10% is required with respect to electricity, and when you go above the 10, it is a weapon grade uranium. See, we must understand why this question is asked. Recently Iran issue is going on. In the Iran issue, what was the issue? President of Iran said that we are enriching uranium beyond 10%, and that was the issue that US highlighted. When you are enriching beyond 10%, see, you are transforming uranium into a weapon grade. So definitely the production of electricity requires below 60%, that is 10% that we require. So answer is, so statement 2 is definitely incorrect, statement 1 is correct. So answer is, statement 1 is correct, so answer is only and only C. Next question. Consider the following statement. Statement 1, marsupial are not naturally found in India. Statement 2, marsupial can thrive only in the mountain grassland with no predators. See, it is difficult question, no doubt. So answer to here is, statement 1 is correct and statement 2 is not correct. So basically under things under the biodiversity we study in the environment, definitely it's not a direct question that we get from the books. So 23 question is, invasive species specialist group that develops global invasive species database belong to which one of the following organization? See, with respect to IUCN, we read book data and different data, and we understand that one of the data authority with respect to this is IUCN. Definitely it was a tough question, it was not a direct, and many who did write also, they were not very sure, but they did based on prior understanding that they had. So answer is IUCN, International Union for Conservation of Nature. See, question number 26. Consider the following statements. See, it is not thing that everyone knows this, but one thing definitely everyone knows, that some, when we talk about some, there are various species with respect to mushroom, right? There may be some properties. So it is, some do guess or some no. So here answer is, some mushroom have medicinal properties, right? Some mushroom have psychoactive properties, right? Some mushroom have insecticidal properties, right? Some mushroom have bioluminescent property, right? So answer is all 4. Next, consider the following statement with regarding the Indian squirrel. Question 1. They build nest by making burrows in the ground. They store their food material like nuts and seeds in the ground. They are omnivorous. Sir, we have to understand. अभी से स्क्विरल भी दिखे तो उसको देखो, कोई भी बायोडाइवर्सिटी दिखे उसको देखो, ये अपने आजू बाजू में ही रहती है, हम समझे ये चीज. तो इस your answer is all three are correct, but here there is a debate. Definitely we are not very sure about it, and let's see what the UPSC answer key is. We missed 24 question. Consider the following fauna: lion tail macaque, Malabar civet, sambar deer. How many of the above are generally nocturnal or most active after sunset? मतलब रात के प्राणी जिनको रात को दिखता है. Here Malabar civet, if you see the photo also Malabar civet, always you get in the dark. Sambar deer, yes. Macaque, no. So here only 2 is right. Some consider this question is one of the easiest. Some consider that we never read about it. The question is, which one of the following organism perform waggle dance for other of their kin to indicate the direction and the distance to a source of their food? The answer is definitely honeybees. Answer is C. Question number 28. One of the most interesting question. Consider the following statements. Some microorganism can grow in environment with temperature above the boiling point of a water. We must understand that this is one, even in the geography we understand the uniqueness of the microorganism, that it is found even at a place where a different living organism cannot inhabit. It's a biology question also, and even we study in the environment of the geography some traces about it. So here some microorganism can grow in environment with a temperature above the boiling point of water, right? Some microorganism can grow in environment with a temperature below the freezing point of a water, right? Some microorganism can grow in a highly acidic environment with a pH below 3. Kudos to microorganism, they can do everything. So answer is all 3 and answer is C. Next, with respect to environment, there are a lot of questions with respect to coming with respect to biodiversity and various species about it. So in the next we have to be sure, we have to understand this chapter. Which one of the following makes a tool with a stick to scrap insect from a hole in a tree or a log of wood? First option is fishing cat. भैया cat है, हाथ से कैसे लेगी वो? Please understand. Second, orangutan. Yes, it is right. So answer is B. See, consider the following statements. Option A, aerosols. Option 2, foam agent. Option 3, with respect to fire retardants. Option 4, with respect to lubricants. See, in making of how many of the above are hydrofluorocarbon used? See, with respect to even ozone depletion and all, we read about hydrofluorocarbon. We understand the properties of this hydrofluorocarbon. That is why the ozone hole has been shrinking also. Here answer is all 4. So answer is D, definitely. See, consider the following statements. Jhelum river passes through Wular lake. Yes. Krishna river directly feeds the Koleru lake. If you have read map or you have seen map, you will understand between Krishna and Godavari, in between you have Koleru lake. So we cannot say directly feeds. So 2 cannot be definitely here. So answer is only 2. And third option of meandering of Gandak river found Kanwar lake. It is right. Factual question. So answer is only and only B. Question number 32. This was one of the toughest question that it was asked, because we directly don't study about ports. Definitely we see a hang on ports. Consider the following pair, port and well known. Kamrajar Port, well known for first major port in India registered as a company. Mundra Port, largest privately owned port in India. Visakhapatnam, largest container port in India. Answer is only Two pairs are right over here. '33. Consider the following trees: jackfruit, mahua, teak. How many of the above are the deciduous tree? This was one of the easiest. With respect to jackfruit, we know definitely it's not a deciduous. So here mahua and teak, definitely it's a deciduous tree. So answer is B, only two. That was wrong. This was right. So only two. Next question. Consider the following statements. India has more arable area than China, right? The proportion of irrigated area is more in India as compared to China, wrong. The average productivity per hectare in Indian agriculture is higher than that in China, wrong. Average productivity depends upon the population which is dependent on the agriculture. We know our population majorly is dependent on the agriculture, and that was one of the reason behind the losing productivity that we have. So definitely your answer is only and only one. See, which one of the following is the best example of the repeated falls in the sea level giving rise to present day extensive marshland? So it was easiest. So answer was Run of Kutch. Answer was Run of Kutch. Question number 36. Ilmenite and rutile, abundantly available in certain coastal tracts of India, are rich source of which one of the following? So answer here is D, titanium. So answer is D. It was one of the backward linkages that we read from the newspaper with respect to titanium, that we understanding is one of the important metals. Next question. See, in this paper, one thing we have to understand with respect to world events and what are happening, we read in the Hindu world page with respect to events that are happening in the different country, and post pandemic with respect to world order that we see, there are various flux which is going on, and we have seen in the Africa many coups and various things happening. So as an aware, when the syllabus say news of international importance, we must be aware of these things, and in future also we have to read those newspapers, and with respect to world page we have to be very thorough with respect to it. And here it was, and in the time today of electronic vehicles, we understand why cobalt is the most important. And we also read in the newspaper that China has gained many reserve, it has buyed very reserves. The question is, about 3/4 of the world cobalt, a metal required for manufacturing of batteries for electronic motor vehicles, is produced by. So it was one of the backward linkages from the newspaper. So answer is only and only C, that is Democratic Republic of Congo. See, basically map question, one of the important question, and what's easiest if you have read map. Which one of the following is a part of a Congo basin? Cameroon, Nigeria, South Sudan, Uganda. See, if you have read the map, you understand that Nigeria is related to that in the more in the western part per se. For Cameroon, with respect to that Congo basin, Congo river goes from middle of the Africa, basically southwards of this Sahara desert, and that is the answer is A, 38A. There can be only answer is Cameroon. Next question. Consider the following statements. Amarkantak hills are at the confluence of Vindhya and Sahyadri ranges. See, Sahyadri is the Western Ghats. Amarkantak is in Madhya Pradesh. So what is the relation? Definitely, this statement is wrong. This statement is wrong. Vili Rangan hills constitute the easternmost part of the Satpura ranges. It is wrong because it is in the Western Ghats and particularly in the Karnataka that we see in the Vili Rangan hills. Third, Sechanan hills constitute the southernmost part of the Western Ghats. No, Eastern Ghats. Sechanan hills is in the Andhra Pradesh. So how can Western Ghats come at Andhra Pradesh? So definitely, if you are thorough with the maps, this question cannot be wrong. So this cannot be there. This cannot be there. Answer is only and only D. Forty question. It seems difficult, but on the side it was the easiest. Yes. With reference to India's project on connectivity, consider the following statement. East-West corridor under Golden Quadrilateral project connect Dibrugarh and Surat. No, Surat is one of the Delhi-Mumbai corridor. So definitely it's wrong. Trilateral highway connects Mora in Manipur and Chiang Mai in Thailand via Myanmar. We have not reached that level of connectivity yet. And with respect to Bangladesh, China, India, Myanmar economic corridor, connects Varanasi in Uttar Pradesh with the Kunming in China. So we have not developed those projects. So definitely the answer was D, which is only and only D, none. So see here, one side you know all the question, you know all the option. Here elimination cannot work. And even if you do 50%, so you are playing with this question. Definitely you would be getting wrong. It's a question of probability. Next question. This time economics, definitely question came from economics was less, but the question that was asked was of good depth. So the question is, consider the following statement. Statement 1. Interest income from deposits in infrastructure investment trust distributed to the investor is exempted from tax, but the dividend is taxable. First statement. Second, that same in infrastructure investment trust are recognized as a borrower under the security and the reconstruction of financial asset and the enforcement of security interest at sea. See here, the answer is D. You can understand it was a tough question because directly we don't read about it. The next question. Consider the following statement. It was directly from the newspaper and even the basic knowledge of economics is also required. Statement 1. In the post-pandemic recent past, many central banks worldwide had carried out interest rate hikes. See, we have read even this question has some backward linkage even with the 21 and 22 question. We have reading in the newspaper that the USA Fed is raising its interest rate. Definitely, because the inflation has been galloping in every countries and even in the developed countries we have seen that. So definitely interest hikes are going on to counter inflation even in the developed country. Statement 2. Central banks generally assume that they have an ability to counteract the rising consumer prices via monetary policy means. See, consumer prices is inflation. It's inflation, right? Inflation, to tackle inflation, central bank do monetary policy, and through monetary policy it raises the interest rate hikes. Based on this concept globally, the central bank are raising their interest rate. So definitely option is A. Both statement 1 and 2 are correct, but statement 2 is the correct explanation for statement A, as we have discussed why it is the correct explanation. So answer is only and only A. (43) Consider the following statements. Statement 1. Carbon market are likely to be one of the most widespread tools in the fight against climate change. Yes. Carbon market transfer resources from private sector to the state. No. Why? See, it depends upon the credit who have. Those have credit even in the private, even in the state, through some emission reduction technology or some investment that they have done and they have earned the credit. They will get resources from those who are polluting. So definitely it's not a transfer to state per se. It is a transfer to those who are doing work on emission reduction strategies. So it's one of the easiest question when we understand the climate change and the debate. Definitely those who have read this, those who get, but those who have not will find it difficult. Definitely it cannot be a question that you can do juggle with, or you do some guessing work. So here definitely answer is C, which is 1 is correct and statement 2 is incorrect. I have explained you why. So question number 44. Which one of the following activity of the Reserve Bank of India is considered to be the part of the sterilization? See, understand the dot behind it. Sterilization. Why sterilization? Inflation is galloping. We are reading in the news that inflation is increasing. So for that, through various operations that do, inflation is a result of an increase in the money supply, or there may be different reason, but RBI do sterilization to control inflation or the money supply directly. So definitely it is conducting open market operation, because here RBI, what RBI do is buy and sell security. Through buying and selling security, it is affecting the money supply, and through money supply it is controlling the inflation. And when we are taking back money supply from the market to the RBI, it is called sterilization. So definitely answer is only and only A. See, with respect to economics, we must understand, you have to be very thorough with respect to basic concepts. It is not more of a fact but more of a concept. If you have the concept, even with limited revision, you can do this question right. See, next question. Question number 45. Consider the following statement. Consider the following market: government bond market, call money market, treasury bill market, stock market. How many of the above are included in the capital market? See, call money market is between banks when they are getting temporary shortfall in the cash balances, that net and demand liabilities that we read. When there is a shortfall, they basically borrow money from other bank at a short notice, that we call it a call money. So that cannot be there, and stock market cannot be. So definitely 1 and 3. So answer is only and only B. Next. See, with respect to this question, in the news we are reading about the government is experimenting with, and definitely it's not just an experiment, it's a well established today, that farmer producer organization are going to shape the future of the agriculture, because our majority farmer are small and marginal. But see, for for a farm, if you want to earn profit, definitely you need a large farm, and because with large farm you get a more money, and with more investment you can increase your productivity, yield level, and definitely the prices that you get. So which one of the following best describe the concept of small farmer but large field? See, small farmer but large field. So definitely many large marginal farmer, option B. in an area organize themselves into groups and synchronize and harmonize selected agriculture operations. So answer is only and only B. See, understand the behind link, behind the newspaper, behind the selected knowledge of economics, behind the principles of the polity. These are the inputs. When you will read question in detail, you will understand. Through this, through insight that we get from this paper, we can carry forward or we learn in the future. So how we should, those who have not clear it or some have got many wrong, so they have to understand in the next attempt what mistakes they are taking and what are the some inputs that we get from the earlier mistakes. So definitely paper discussion for this reason is very important. Consider the following statement. The government of India provide MSP for Niger seeds. Niger is cultivated as a kharif crop. Some tribal people in India use Niger seeds for cooking. So definitely all statements are right over here. C. Next. See, 48. If you have basic knowledge, you will understand this. Consider the investment in the following assets. Asset investment. Can you see the inventory? See, inventory is physical, right? So it cannot be, it is a tangible investment. It cannot be intangible. Second, mailing list of clients. It is a basic data that you have. That is a tangible thing. So brand recognition, when you invest in a brand, you are not getting any tangible things, but you are impacting the mind of the other to create a positive image of your brand first. Third, intellectual property. Definitely it's an intangible. Intangible means something which you cannot touch. So definitely 1 and 3. So answer is B. Answer is B, only and only 2. Next. Recently we read 15 Finance Commission UPSC has asked, consider the following: demographic performance, forest and ecology, governance reforms, stable government, tax and fiscal efforts. For horizontal tax devolution, the 15 Finance Commission use how many of the above criteria other than the population area and the income distance? See, here answer is definitely only 3. Yeah, answer is 3. And who are the 3? Stable government cannot be there definitely. And you cannot say the governance reform. Forest definitely criteria, that is also a criteria. And tax and fiscal efforts. See, if we go by this logic or governance reform, if 15 Finance Commission say that based on governance performance see we give, so ये बहुत subjective चीज है कि governance reform करो. What may be reform for you, but it cannot be for me. So it is a subjective thing, and 15 Finance Commission know very well they cannot play with the words, right? So definitely answer is only and only 3, that is demographic, forest and ecology, and tax and fiscal efforts. 50. Consider the following infrastructure sector. See, read question first. On how many of the above does UNOPS Sustainable Investment in Infrastructure Innovation Initiative focus for its investment? So definitely it was a difficult question. Everyone who have read or not, definitely it will find it difficult, but the answer is all. The answer is all. With respect to Home Guard, consider the following statements. Home Guard are raised under the Home Guard Act and rules of the central government? Factual question. The role of the Home Guard is to serve as an auxiliary force to police in the maintenance of the internal security. No, this statement cannot be right. To prevent infiltration on international border coastal areas, border wing Home Guard battalion have raised in some state. They have done to counter infiltration, to get some intelligence, not a direct intelligence with respect to security, but they are helpful, and that's why BSF is experimenting with this. So answer is B, only and only 2. Question number 52. With reference to India, consider the following pair: action and the act which is it is covered. See, one interesting point I will highlight in the third thing. Action, unauthorized wearing of police or military uniform. The act cover under the Official Secret Act. No, it cannot be. Official Secret Act with respect to documents that you kept secret, so it cannot be. Knowingly misleading or otherwise interfering with the police officer or military officer when engaged in their duties. Indian Evidence Act. This is a debateful question because there is another act also with respect to daily business rules that we have. So it can be or cannot be. I am not very sure about it. Third is celebratory gunfire which can endanger the personal safety of others. There is a trend nowadays of using gun and showing the power by doing this. So a normal UPSC candidate by seeing this has to be curious under which act? The Arms Amendment Act. So answer here is B, which is only 2 is correct, but definitely it is debateful question, so we cannot be very sure about it. B. Next question. See, before I highlighted about mapping question, and when I said that you have to be very well conversant with the world affairs, here you will understand how this question and next question also come. Consider the following pair. Region often mentioned in news. Often means it not one time. Often mentioned in news. Reason for being in news. See, North Kivu and Ituri, it is not a definitely Armenian, Azerbaijan, that is with respect to Karabakh conflict that they have. Nagorno-Karabakh insurgency in Mozambique, no. Third, Kherson and Zaporizhia, all Putin fan, understand that is a region of Ukraine. So definitely this is not there. So answer is D, which is none. See, here UPSC basically checked your detailed knowledge. They have not used elimination over here, whether you know or don't know. And somewhere we have assumption that if UPSC is giving some statement, there may be some correct. No, it cannot be. There are many questions even previously we have seen, and in the forward also we are going to see those questions. Definitely you require a precise knowledge. So we have to very habitual to the deep reading now with respect to newspapers also and with respect to book also. So answer here is D. Consider the following statement. Statement 1. Israel has established diplomatic relation with some Arab states. See, in the news, same as I talked previously, we are seeing that there is a flux which is going on in the world order. Saudi Arabia and US are not having a good relation now. So what they are doing is they are changing the politics. Now China is interfering. So definitely this all is changing the equation, because the conflict between that somewhere or the other US was responsible, and when this power is going from the region, definitely the order which is there in the Arabian Peninsula is going to change. So statement 1, basically it was, even have read newspaper regularly with respect to world section of it, so going to answer this. Israel has established diplomatic relation. Yes. Arab peace initiative mediated by Saudi Arabia was signed by Israel and Arab League. See, understand one thing. Your option answer is B. See, though both statements are correct, but statement 2 is not explaining statement 1. We must understand, even in the forward question, though both statement may be correct, but if it not explaining this, so statement 1 was wrong, statement A was wrong, and B is the only and the only answer. Question number 55. In the 21 UPSC shown interest in sports. People started studying sports in 22. Question didn't came. People got light. This time again asked. So the UPSC pattern, definitely directly we cannot predict everything. Definitely we get some inputs with respect to study. 55. Consider the following pairs with regard to sports award. Major Dhyanchand Khel Ratna, Arjuna Award, Dronacharya, Rashtriya Khel Puraskar, and why the awards are there? The answer is B. Answer is B. Only 2. Consider the following statements. In the last month it was in news. Consider the following statement in respect of 44th Chess Olympiad 2022. It was first time the Chess Olympiad was held in India. The official mascot was Thambi. The trophy for winning team in open section is Veera Mehchik Cup. The trophy for the winning team is women's section is Hamilton Russell Cup. Factual. You know or you don't know. Answer is B. That is only and only 2. See, again world affairs section, again Hindu world page, again Indian Express world page. Consider the following pair. This question was even asked in the 22. If you have understood those questions in the 22 and the same pattern has been conducted this year also. Consider the following pair. Area of conflict mentioned in news. Country where it is located. See, Donbass. Conflict. Ukraine. Putin fan. Understand. Donbass. Ukraine. Kachin. Ethiopia. No. Tigray. North Yemen. No. So answer here is D. D. Again, same question, same pattern. In the recent year, Chad, Guinea, Mali, Sudan caught the international attention for which one of the reason common to all of them? Discovery of rich deposit of rare earth metal element? No. Establishment of Chinese military base? Chinese military base is only in Ethiopia, not in this country. Third, southward expansion of Sahara Desert? No. Answer is successful coups. We have seen very coups that Africa is facing, and it's basically impacting the development. And when we see those images, definitely we get painful with this. So answer is D. Successful coups. '59. Consider the heavy industry, fertilizer plant, oil refinery, steel plant. Green hydrogen is expected to play a significant role in decarbonizing how many of the above industry? Fertilizer, you need gas. Hydrogen can be. Oil refinery, yes. Steel plant, yes. So answer is all 3, which is C. G20, all countries celebrating. UPSC is also celebrating G20. Consider the following statement. G20 was a group established as a platform for finance minister, central bank governor to discuss international economic and financial issues. Yes. We all understand why was G20. It is basically shaping the world economic governance or the efforts that country is doing, and that is why it is important. And it shows the stature of India also in the world stage, where we are leading the global economic governance. So definitely one is right. Digital public infrastructure is one of the India's G20 priority, definitely, because डिजिटल इंडिया है. डिजिटल इंडिया में डिजिटल पब्लिक इंफ्रास्ट्रक्चर, पीएम वाणी हो या फिर ऑप्टिकल फाइबर से हम रूरल पॉपुलेशन को कनेक्ट करें, कितना इंपॉर्टेंट चीज़ है. यही Indian government has highlighted. It has taken one of the priority because the efforts of India, and that is shaping. So answer is C, which is both are correct. Next, 61. With reference to Indian history, Alexander Ree, A.H. Longhurst, Robert Sewell, James Burgess, and Walter Elliot was associated with. Factual question, you know or you don't know. It requires history reading. Definitely, they were related to archaeological excavation. So answer is A. (62) Consider the following pair. Site, well known for. With respect to ancient India, one input that you take. Site is very important. Various site and the significance of site. So mapping, those people read in history optional. Now we GS student also have some knowledge with respect to various site and what we are getting. See, this input we get even in the Harappan question where they have asked previously about the sites. So mapping is important in history. So site is Base Naga, Shaivat Cave Shrine, Bhaja Buddhist Cave Crime, Sita Nasal, Jain again. Only 2 is right, 1 is wrong over here. So answer is B. Next, consider the following statement. 7th August is declared as a National Handloom Day. It was in 1905 that Swadeshi movement was launched on the same day. Everyone definitely सबको याद नहीं रहता कि कौन सा दिन ही हो, but we can understand one thing over here. When we say Swadeshi, in Swadeshi what was the main thing? That we will not depend on the imported cloth, but we will use those own cloth made by our people, because we don't have that mechanized technology. So handloom was important. So definitely A, it is explaining this. Answer is A. Consider the following statements with respect to national flag of India. हर घर तिरंगा कैंपेन था, क्वेश्चन है उसके लिंकेज से. Consider statement 1. One of the standard size of national flag of India is 600 mm into 400 mm. The ratio of length to height of the flag shall be 3:2. Answer here is answer is D. Statement 1 is incorrect. Statement 2 is correct. So answer is D. Easiest question. Polity, basic factual question. Consider the following statement with respect to Constitution Day. The Constitution Day is celebrated on 26 November every year to promote constitutional value of citizen. This is was being in the news this year. Focus government का था fundamental duties citizen समझे. What is fundamental duty? Constitutional values. Definitely on 26 November. Why? Because on this day we adopted the Constitution. Second, on 26 November 1949, Constitution Assembly of India set up a drafting committee under B.R. Ambedkar to prepare the draft Constitution of India. नहीं, 26 नवंबर को तैयार था Constitution. ड्राफ्टिंग मेंबर पहले बने 2 साल पहले. तो डेफिनेटली टू स्टेटमेंट 2 इज इनकरेक्ट एंड स्टेटमेंट 1 is correct. So answer here is statement 1 is correct. Statement 1 is correct and statement 2 is incorrect. Six. Question number 66. Consider the following statement. Statement 1. Switzerland is one of the leading exporters of gold in terms of value. Statement 2. Switzerland has second largest gold reserve in the world. So definitely we cannot say it has one of the largest reserve. US has one of the largest reserve. So that was definitely wrong, and statement 1 was correct. So statement 1 is correct. Answer is C over here. Statement is 1 is correct and 2 is incorrect. '67. Consider the following statement. Again, World Affair page. Understand link. Statement 1. Recently, USA and EU have launched the Trade and Technology Council. Yes, with respect to technology, we have seen various divergence also between them, and that was the reason to coordinate for better cooperation between US and the European Union. They came with Trade and Technology Council. US and EU claim that through that they are trying to bring technological progress and physical productivity under their control. See, US, EU, land of liberty, कंट्रोल करने की बात तो कभी नहीं करते. उनका काम है प्रमोट करना, इंडिविजुअल इनोवेशन रहे. इफ यू कंट्रोल, वेयर इज द इनोवेशन? टेक्नोलॉजी डोंट वर्क विदाउट इनोवेशन. सो व्हाट काउंसिल विल डू? डेफिनेटली आंसर इज स्टेटमेंट 1 is correct, but statement 2 is incorrect. Consider the following statement. India accounts for 3.2% of the global export of goods. Statement 2. Many local companies and some foreign company operating in India has taken advantage of India PLI scheme. See, PLI scheme सबके लिए था. For reason is you have to do production, whether you are foreign company or the domestic company, doesn't matter. You have to increase production. So 2 was it. And first statement is India account 3.2% of the global export of good. Wrong. See, our contribution to whole world trade is less than 1%. And that too is because of 56% majorly services that we do. Definitely 3.2% of good cannot be an option. So answer here is statement 1 is incorrect, but statement 2 is correct. So answer is only and only D. Consider the following statement. अफ्रीका की वर्ल्ड अफेयर में आई न्यूज, यूएस ईयू की आई, अभी ईयू में भी 2 चीज आ गई और ईयू की जो मेन चीज है वो भी आई, इनपुट्स, वर्ल्ड अफेयर्स. कंसिडर द फॉलोइंग स्टेटमेंट. द स्टेबिलिटी एंड ग्रोथ पैक्ट ऑफ द यूरोपियन यूनियन इज अ ट्रीटी दैट लिमिट द लेवल ऑफ बजटरी डेफिसिट ऑफ कंट्री. सी, if one have not read, but one can understand when we are talking of stability, when stability come, when the fiscal deficit is in control. So definitely answer is only and only one. It say the European will share the infrastructure facility. They already share. That is a common market. EU is a common market. The enable country of EU to share the technology. When there is a common market, they can share technology, but definitely not because of this deficit act or per se this treaty that they have signed. So answer is only and only one. '70. One of the mind-boggling question or difficult question we can say. Consider the following statement. Recently, all countries of UN has adopted first ever compact of international migration, global compact for safe orderly migration. The objective commitment stated in our binding. See, all नहीं, हो सकता. Binding all, there are very limited UN treaties that are binding on all. So ये तो ऐसे we can cancel this statement. They are binding, or GSM address the internal migration of the intelligent display in its objective of commitment per se. Definitely only one is correct. And A. #71 यूक्रेन न्यूज में यूक्रेन के पड़ोसी. कंसिडर द फॉलोइंग कंट्री: बुल्गारिया, शेग, हंगरी, लाटविया, लिथुआनिया, रोमानिया. ओनली टू. हंगरी है न्यूज में बार बार. हंगरी वॉज द ओनली यू कंट्री हु अपोज द यूक्रेन डिस्पाइट बीइंग अ बॉर्डरिंग कंट्री. हंगरी and Bulgaria, which is in the southern world. So it was one of the expected line questions. So answer was A, only 2. Answer was A, only and only A. Geography technical question directly from the NCERT. You have to be well versed with respect to NCERT. With reference to Earth atmosphere, which of the following statement is correct? The total amount of insolation received at the equator is roughly about 10 times of that received at the pole. No. Infrared constitute roughly 2/3 of the insolation. No. Third, infrared are largely absorbed by water vapor that is concentrated in lower atmosphere. Right. Fourth, infrared are part of visible. No. So here only and only right is option C. Expected line. Even some background we see in the previous question here with this question. The soil in the tropical rainforest is rich in nutrient. No. Before also UPSC has asked what is the problem, why the rainforests do not regenerate. Why do not regenerate? Because the nutrient, because of excessive rainfall, leach behind the soil. So definitely one is not there. High temperature and moisture cause dead organic matter in the soil to decompose quickly. When the decomposition is quick, the nutrient cycling is also less. So definitely it was right. Decompose is quick. So answer is statement 1 is incorrect and statement 2 is correct. Next question. Consider the following statement. The temperature contrast between continent and ocean is greater during summer than in the winter because here you get more temperature. Second, specific heat of water is more than that of land and surface, and that is a reason behind we see the difference in the temperature between land and water. So definitely answer is only A here, and it is also explaining. See, important is not that both are right. It is also important to understand whether it is explaining or not. Yes, it is explaining this because of this only there is a contrast. Again, technical question, simple from NCERT. Consider the statement. In seismograph, P wave are recorded earlier than S wave. इसके लिए प्राइमरी वेव्स है भाई. प्राइमरी है पहले आएगा, S है सेकेंडरी बाद में आएगा. In P wave, the individual particle vibrate to and fro in the direction of wave propagation, whereas in particle vibrate down at the right angle. See how the wave propagate also as a result on the timing that wave get in reaching the surface. So definitely it is a right. To and fro lead to faster, that is by primary. So answer is C. Both 1 and 2 are correct. With reference to coal-based thermal power plants in India, consider the following statement. None of them uses sea water. None of them is set up in the water stressed district. None of the is privately owned. See, this is wrong. This is wrong. Here only one is right, and that is only one. Water stress district में भी है, so definitely answer is A. Only one. Here it is right. Last year, Miyawaki method. This time, Wolbachia method is sometimes talked with respect to which of the following: controlling the viral disease spread by mosquito. Yes, it is related to this. It was one of the science tech question that we see, and with respect to read various method, we have to see the link. Yeah. See, with respect to climate change, consider the following activity: spreading finely ground basalt rock on a farmland extensively. See, it increases the organic matter also, and it triggers the content of the soil. Soil get enriched, so definitely it will capture more carbon. So it would be useful in carbon capturing. Second, increasing the alkalinity of ocean by adding lime. सी, जितना कार्बन कैप्चर करेगा एसिडिक बनेगा, हम एल्कनी करेंगे तो उससे ज़्यादा और करेगा, क्योंकि एसिडिक से इकोसिस्टम खराब हो जाएगा, फिर उसकी कैपेसिटी कम हो जाएगी, तो डेफिनेटली कार्बन कैप्चर करेगा. कैप्चरिंग CO2 रिलीज बाय द वेरियस इंडस्ट्री एंड पंपिंग इनटू अबंडेंट सब टेरेन माइंस इन फॉर्म ऑफ कार्बोनेटेड वाटर. हम जियो इंजीनियरिंग में पढ़ते हैं, जियो इंजीनियरिंग टेक्निक में डेफिनेटली. सो आंसर इज ऑल थ्री आर करेक्ट ओवर हियर. 79. Aerial metagenomics best refers to which one of the following situation? Answer: collecting DNA sample from air in a habitat at one go. Right, A is the only answer over here. Question 80. Microsatellite DNA is used in case of which one of the following? Answer here, as you see the fourth option, answer here is A, which is studying in evolutionary relationship among various species of fauna. Yes, the answer is only and only A. Next, consider the following statements relation to Janani Suraksha Yojana. It is a safe motherhood intervention of the state health department. Nahi. Its objective is to reduce maternal and neonatal matter among poor pregnant women. Yes. Its aim to promote institutional delivery. फिर fourth option objective include providing public health facility. Answer here is B, which is only 2. Consider the following statement in context of international intervention being undertaken under Anemia Mukt Bharat strategy. It provides phycolactic calcium supplementation for preschool children, adolescent and pregnant women. It runs a campaign for delayed cord clamping. It provides for periodic deworming to children. It addresses non-nutritional issues. Definitely they are right. Anemia Mukt Bharat with respect to iron, definitely here only 3, because issues with respect to cord clamping. So answer here is only and only 3, which is C. Consider the following statement. Carbon fiber are used in manufacture of component used in automobile and aircraft. See, we are reading with the emerging technology with respect to carbon fibers. So definitely it is used in automobile and aircraft. And carbon fiber once used cannot be recycled. No, it can be recycled. So answer is only one only, which is option A. Consider the following statements. Consider the following action. Detection of a car crash collision which results in deployment of airbag almost instantaneously. Detection of accidental firewall of laptop. Detection of tilt of smartphone watch. Yes, accelerometer has application in every of these statements. So answer is C, which is all three are right. With reference to role of biofilters in recirculating aquaculture system, consider the following statement. Biofilter provide waste treatment by removing uneaten fish feed. Yes. Biofilter convert ammonia present in fish waste to nitrate. Yes. Biofilter increase phosphorus as a nutrient for fish in water. Yes. So here answer is only and only C. We can say is all three statements are correct. See, geography, first chapter, solar system, nebula, pulsar, where we read, consider the pair, Cepheids, giant cloud of dust and gas in space. ये nebula है. Nebula, star which brighten and dim periodically. No. Pulsar, neutron star that are formed when massive star run out of fuel and collapse. Yes. So here only one statement, only one pairs are correctly matched. So answer is only and only A. Which one of the following country has its own satellite navigation system? Japan. Answer is Japan, which is D. Consider the following statement. See, if you have read statement correctly, you will understand this. How easy was this question? Ballistic missile are jet propelled at subsonic speed throughout their flight, while cruise missiles are rocket powered only in the initial phase of flight. Wrong. Agni 5 is a medium range supersonic cruise missile, while the BrahMos is a solid fuel intercontinental ballistic missile. See, when you are saying throughout their flight, see statement, extreme word is used, throughout flight, and then BrahMos is a intercontinental ballistic missile. Nahi, that is wrong. So answer is D over here. That is, both statement are wrong. See, when we discuss post this, we find question easy, but when we give exam, we don't find it, because that time the stress is that. So when I am saying easy, it doesn't mean that was actually it was easy, but post analysis it seems easy. But for those who have done in the stress scenario, definitely it can be a difficult question, which may seems easy for us today. So definitely we cannot claim that that is easy or hard. It also depend upon stress scenario which you are in, the level of preparation that you are in. So this using word is also not correct, but I am using easy words so that you understand. If we have the correct knowledge, it would be easy. Sometimes it is said that we cannot do. It's not you cannot do. If you have the knowledge, you can do. Economic question 89. Consider the following statement regarding mercury pollution. Gold mining activity is a source of mercury pollution in the world. Yes, it is one of the source. Coal-based thermal plant causes mercury pollution. See, in coal, there is a mercury element also. Somewhere, even in the minute, but it do. There is no known safe level of exposure to mercury. See, mercury, there is no safe level कि इतना रहेगा तो आप बच जाओगे. नहीं, mercury है, even if it is a small proportion, it will affect you. So pollution has to go. So answer is C, which is all three. All three are correct over here. "90. With reference to green hydrogen, consider the statement. It can be used directly as a fuel for internal combustion. Yes. It can be blended with natural gas used as fuel for heat Generation of power generation, yes. It can be used in hydrogen fuel cell to run vehicle, yes. So answer is C, which is all three are correct over here. Economic question 91. Consider the following statement with reference to India. According to MSME Act 2006, the medium enterprises are those investment in plant machinery between 15 crore and 24 crore. No, wrong. All bank loan to MSME are under priority sector. Yes, so answer here is B, which is only 2, only correct over here. With reference to central bank digital currency, consider the statement. It is possible to make payment in a digital currency without using US dollar or SWIFT system. Yes. Second, a digital currency can be distributed with a condition program into it such as a time frame for spending it. No, ये भाई कोई टोकन नहीं है, डिजिटल करेंसी है, कभी भी आप कर सकते हो. So answer here is A, which is only one correct, because this is not a token कि आपको एक टाइम फ्रेम इसके बीच में आपको करना है. तो आंसर इज ए. इन कॉन्टेक्स्ट ऑफ फाइनेंस द टर्म बेटा रिफर्स टू. अर्शद मेहता का जमाना है, स्टॉक मार्केट की बातें चल रही है, क्वेश्चन आ गया बीटा. बीटा रिफर्स टू a numeric value that measure the function of a stock to changes in the overall stock market. So answer is D. Only D is right over here. Consider the following statement. Self-help group program was originally initiated by SBI by providing microcredit to financially deprived. No. In SHG, all member of group take responsibility for loan. Yes. Regional RRB and SCB is supporting SHG. Yes. So here only 2 option is correct, which is B. Consider the following statement. Statement 1. India public healthcare system largely focuses on curative care with limited preventive, promotive and rehabilitative care. Under India decentralized approach to health, state are primarily responsible for organizing health service. Both statements are correct. But is this explaining statement 1? No. So though both statements are correct, but statement 2 is not a correct explanation of statement 1. So here we can say the answer is B. '96. According to UN World Water Development report current event, India extract more than quarter of world groundwater withdrawal each year. Yes, India need to extract more than quarter of the world groundwater each year to satisfy drinking and sanitation need of 18% of the population. No. So statement 1 is correct and statement 2 is incorrect. See, Manipur crisis I talked about, 335. First page of the Hindu newspaper this article came. According to Constitution of India, central government has duty to protect state from internal disturbance. Yes. The Constitution exempts state from providing legal counsel to person being held for preventive detention. भाई Constitution क्यों करेगा ऐसा महापाप? नहीं. According to Pota, the confession of accused before police cannot be used as evidence. Wrong. This statement is wrong. It can be used as a evidence. और जो one of the major criticism when we say with respect to Pota is this, because this create a lot of biasness with respect to police investigation also. So here only one statement is correct and answer is A. 98 World Affair again. Question: which one of the country has been suffering from decade of civil strife and food shortages and was in news in recent past for its severe famine? सोमालिया भैया, रिसेंटली बहुत बड़ा सिविल स्ट्राइक हो गया था, बिटवीन आर्मी के फैक्शन में हो गया था, जिसके वजह से हंगर हो रहा है, क्योंकि किसान खेती कहाँ करेंगे जब ये आपस में लड़ेंगे. तो आंसर इज सोमालिया, विच इज डी. Consider the following statement. In India, the Biodiversity Management Committee are key to realizing one of the objective. Yes. Second, the Biodiversity Management Committee have important function in determining access to benefit sharing, including power to levy collection fees on access to biological resources within its jurisdiction. Yes, it is right. So answer is C. Here both options are correct. Answer is C over here. Both statements are correct. Last question. Though topic seems easy, election, but was one of the tricky question, we can say. Consider the following statement with respect to election of President of India. The member nominated to either House of Parliament or Legislative Assembly are included in the Electoral College. Nahi. One is wrong. Second, higher the number of elective assembly seat, higher is the value of vote of each MLA. Nahi, wrong. The value of vote of each MLA of MP is greater. No. The value of vote of each MLA is higher than Arunachal Pradesh. Wrong. So correct is basically 4. All statements are correct over. No, one is incorrect. So here there is a debate whether all are right or not, but we can say here definitely it cannot definitely be all 4. We can say it can be 2, A or B. So this can be there. So now we are coming back on history question that I have said that I will take at a later part because it's more of a factual part per se. But history, this time we see very less question that was asked in history. Even in the ancient proved as always difficult for many candidates. Which one of the following region was Dhanya Kataka, which flourished as a prominent Buddhist center under Mahasangika located? Mahasangika is basically a sect of Buddhism. And Andhra, Gandhar, Kaling, Magad. Answer is Andhra, which is 1. Factual question. With reference to ancient India, consider the following statement. Concept of stupa is Buddhist in origin. Here there is a debate. Even in Vedas there is a word mentioned called stupa, but there stupa means a different thing. So this we cannot say definitely what is there, but stupa was generally a repository of relics. Yes, Buddha relics. Stupa was a votive and a commemorative structure in Buddhist tradition. Yes. So here only 2 statements are correct, which is B. Which one of the following explain the practice of Vata Kirutal as mentioned in Sangam poem? Wait, I am missing one question, I believe. Yes. With reference to ancient South India, Korkai, Pumpar and Muchiri were well known for as port. They are basically the port city. Here we are seeing this time the weightage with respect to southern history has got more this time. Which one of the following explain the practice of Vata Kirutal as mentioned in the Sangam poet? It is basically a king defeated in a battle committing ritual suicide and serving himself to death. The answer here is D. Fifth question. Consider the following dynasty: Hoysala, Gadwal, Kakatiya, Yadava. Which of the following dynasty established kingdom in early 8th century? Answer is D. None in the 8th century. They are not of the century. With reference to ancient Indian history, consider the following pair: Devi Chandraguptan, Bilan, Nehemi, Mahakavya, Nachatra Sutri, Milinda, Pano, this and Nive. Your answer is only 2 pairs are correct. Definitely difficult question. Those who have read in detail only they can answer, which is B. See, this was basically a philosophical question with respect to Buddhism and Jainism. We read souls are not only the property of animal and plant life but also rocks, running water and many other natural objects not looked on as a living by other religious sects. See, that is the beauty of Jainism, that it don't want to harm living object is there, but even the non-living object. So this makes philosophy one of the highest stature to the Jainism. So answer is definitely B, which is Jainism. Which one of the following rulers of Vijayanagar Empire constructed a large dam across Tungabhadra river and a canal cum aqueduct several kilometers long from the river to the capital city? देवराय साहब जी ने किया है, देवराव सर, which is A. Which is A. Now last question. Who among the following rulers of medieval Gujarat surrendered Diu to Portuguese? Bahadur Shah. Option is C only and only C. See, overall, when we discuss this paper, definitely we cannot say it one of the easiest. As I've said earlier, we cannot term anything, definitely. But this paper is giving us many insight that we must understand in the next attempt, or those who have done, even they have to understand those links which are behind those papers. So definitely we can, as expected, UPSC with respect to elimination also we have seen now elimination are not working. So definitely paper was challenging. We cannot say it was easy. It was a challenging paper. It requires a certain level of depth, certain level of knowledge, and it's not a luck game. It is a purely knowledge game that UPSC is doing. Thank you for attending. I hope you get a beautiful insight, and please comment so that we get from your insight so we can improve a lot and with respect to channel, and please subscribe, like and comment. Thank you.